I'm switching on recording. So I believe that you're aware that we were working on a regression cycle for MSI release preparation during this week, and I believe we will start from the sharing the status of our regression, because we just finished the regression, and Vyacheslav will describe you, will share the status of MSI regression, and the next steps we will go on a way to release MSI. Slava, feel free to share your screen and share the status.
Hi everybody, I will share more screen and I will tell you about regression what we had on this week. We did it on the US Magento cloud. We have 4 instances with MSI combined with EE version code, and we were testing it. We had, as we see, we had 307 test scenario. 263 passed well. We have 18 fail and 26 we have some skipped. So totally by this regression we found 31 bugs, and 19 of them they already fixed. You may see it on our GitHub board, and also we got 3 pull requests what is ready to be merged, and as well we had not only manual testing, but we also had 50 test scenario for web API, and they all was green. Almost 2 are blocked and they will be out of scope. Only one thing what is left for regression, I think we will do it on Monday. Finally we got proper installation for B2B with MSI, and we already had issue what is closed, and I think on Monday we will do small regression for B2B for shared catalog and for other things what is need. We have on Jira small cycle what already chosen, and hopefully we will check that MSI working properly with B2B code. And I think that's all from me. Do you have any questions? Okay, then I stop to share my screen. Maybe you, Igor, have something to add?
I believe the next one gonna be Valery, and let me share my screen. So we had pretty interesting situation because I believe those of you who made pull requests to MSI or who reviewed the MSI code on our repo noticed that we had red builds on Travis, and actually the main reason for the red builds was that we start to exceed the maximum time for most of the jobs we run on integration test, and all of the agents was not able to proceed and run all the test suite we have on MSI. We were discovering this issue for a pretty long time, probably during the whole week, and we found out that the main root cause of the issue actually appeared in the scope of the one of the bug fixing, where the particular integration test was fixed, adding the generate sequence and story in it. Actually, that happened in a website with the stores PHP fixture, and actually this operation generate sequence under the hood generates up to 40 different tables. And this operation is supposed to be run to clean and prepare environment for the whole integration to suit to run. But we reuse this feature for quite many tests, and actually this means for us that we generate too many additional tables during the whole run of all the test suite of integration tests, and that take us too much time to proceed, that we don't have enough room of time to run all the integration test suite we currently have on MSI. So we stuck with this issue, and actually this issue was a root cause for inability to process on Travis your integration test, which our integration test, which we run for all of the PRs delivered to MSI, and now Valery will share the status, how that was fixed, and
You had a great presentation, so I only add that we removed this functionality and we skipped this test. And for us, we have corresponding tickets, and now this ticket is up for grab. And I share also results that we have all green of integration tests, but we still have problem with some functional tests. This problem is not related to MSI functionality. It's related to some customization of environment for Travis. And I will go to work on this. I will work on this next week. But for new pull request, for open request, we come back to our definition of done, and we will merge builds only with green Travis build.
Thank you, Valery. So this issue show very well that that's how it's important to keep the environment and keep the state clean after yourself, after your test, when the test is executed, and the test should not pollute the global state of the application framework with additional data, and because this data will definitely harm the other tests, and this can affect the whole test suite. So now let me share my screen again, and I will show you update regarding the synchronization between catalog and the inventory. So the short introduction, like you probably know, and we described it several times, that we are trying to build MSI and actually the whole new inventory system as much decoupled from catalog as possible. And we are moving towards a microservice architecture. That's why that actually means that we communicate in the MSI to the Magento core just via service layer. So it would be potentially possible later to deploy MSI on a dedicated hardware environment and make it communicate via the service layer to the Magento core, actually to the catalog. And we stuck with a pretty interesting challenge, and it was discussed it was discussed several times that probably we now need to make a synchronization between the catalog data and the inventory data. And what it actually means that, for example, it should be possible to have SKU in catalog, which does not exist in inventory, and vice versa. So it is potentially possible to have an inventory for the SKU which does not exist in the catalog. What we gain with this, let's say, not consistency, because we don't have this, we are not keeping this consistency. Actually, that make us possible to run, for example, indexation for catalog and for inventory independently. So we know more, our inventory indexation and the inventory import export is not dependent on catalog import export. So we can firstly to import all the inventory data, and just afterwards we can import the catalog data. So, and moreover, we can do it simultaneously, improving the scalability of the whole system. Another thing, and the thing I would like to demonstrate to you, that, for example, if for some reasons product from catalog would be removed or deleted, we still can process order, and we can make shipment, invoice, or order cancellation, depending on what merchants want to do on this particular SKU. So we don't have a limitation here that the product supposed to exist in catalog. So I will demonstrate this behavior to you. So what's the precondition we have? We have a stock. Let's go to the manage stock. Just let me check whether I have debugger enabled. So it's disabled. So currently we have European stock. European stock has two sources assigned to it. Actually, this custom and Kyiv for some reasons. Now let's go to catalog and create a product. So let's create a simple product. Let's call it removed. Just provide some data for price. Let's make it simple with weight and assign to sources. Let's say that product should be assigned to custom and Kyiv. And let's specify some quantity, like 100 and 100. So the product is saved. The saleable quantity is 200. So it's 100 on Kyiv source and 100 on custom source. So altogether give us 200. And now let's go on a front end and place an order. Here it is. So here is the product we want to find. Let's update the quantity. So just make sure that we did not see that you're unable to buy more than we have. So more than 200 of saleable quantity. So now let's buy 150. And let's proceed to checkout. using the fixed flat rate, the offline shipment method, and place an order. So the order is placed now, and now let's get back to the admin panel, and let's remove the product which was just bought. Here it is. So we choose action delete and remove this product. Now let's proceed to the orders page. Here we can see that the order which I just placed. So now let's make some operation over this order, and let's try to place a shipment. Here we get to the page with the source selection algorithm. And the source selection algorithm proposed, so the only source selection algorithm we have is the priority base. So the priority of the custom source is higher than the priority of the Kyiv source. That's why algorithm proposes to make the deduction from custom source in a quantity of 100. And after that, when we run out of all products on a custom source, we get a leftover to fulfill the order from the Kyiv source. So let's make a deduction, for example, from custom source. Let's ship 50 items. And here we can place submit a shipment. Here you see that the partial shipment was created, and we send 50 pieces from the custom source. So we can get back to shipment page again and see that we have 150 pieces need to be delivered. Oh, sorry, we have just 100 pieces need to be delivered, and the availability is 150. So taking into account that we made the first shipment from the custom source, we have just 50 items left on a custom source. So everything works properly. But now let's, for example, make an invoice. So we can go to the invoice. And submit invoice for all the items, for 150 items. So you see that invoice has been created. And now, for example, we can make a credit memo and refund. So you see that we can make all the operation. Probably the only operation I did not show you, the order cancellation. This also works, but I don't have order to show you. So like you can see that all the operation like placing shipment, invoicing, order cancellation, and the credit memo works properly for a product which does not exist anymore in catalog. So if you go here, we don't have the removed product.
Hey, Igor, it's Mark. And
Yep.
as we talked about yesterday, you didn't show this in the demo, but those same things do not work on core Magento without MSI. So if we tried to do that now, it just wouldn't work. We'd get an error there, I believe. So it's great to see this as a feature improvement for merchants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so comparing with what we currently have in core, for example, we can make a refund and get back products to stock, because we in MSI we keep all the data for inventory, and we actually can manipulate with the stock, and we can make a return to particular source from which we bought the product. And we can't make this in core because because we have the foreign key constraint in core, and if we remove the product from the product table, we also remove it from all the tables referring to the table, and the catalog inventory stock item and stock status table is not an exception from this rule. That's why actually we can get back product to stock. Returning the product. So yeah, comparing with core implementation, MSI provides more variety of different business cases. Actually, provides all variety of business cases working with order processing. And probably another case I would like to show you regarding the case we discussed with you, Mark, yesterday, when we don't have enough products to fulfill the order. So let me share the existing behavior. We modified it a little bit. So let's create a product. Just let me describe a little bit what I'm going to show. Taking into account that our system, our inventory system, is a system with the eventual consistency. We currently have 2 points. The first point is the point where we actually place the order, and at the time of the order placement, we check whether we have enough quantity of product to fulfill the order. And if we pass through this validation, we actually place the order. But another point where we make a check happens after some time when the merchant comes to the admin page and processes this order, and between these checkpoints, between these points, it could be potentially a situation when we sync up with external system, with ERP system, and the ERP system is a source of truth, and the ERP system overrides the data in Magento, leading Magento to reindex the inventory data and recalculate the saleability quantity. So at the time when merchant comes to the admin panel and decide to invoice and proceed with the shipment, it's not possible anymore to fulfill the order in a full scope, because potentially we can have a lack of products to fulfill it. But along with that, we still need to make a partial shipment, and this is especially a business case for B2B, because if we have too many products as a part of the order, we can have, for example, some of the products already ready to be shipped, and other products are not ready to be shipped, and maybe some warehouses already prepared to make a delivery, and some of them are not. So we should have an ability to make a partial shipment, and I will show you how it's implemented right now. Let's create new product. Let's remove new product. Let's give a name like new product. Provide some price, weight, and assign to sources like custom keys. again 100 and 100. And now let's go on the front end, new product, add to cart. And now let's say update to 150. Now we are placing this order for 150 pieces. So the order is placed, and now let's emulate the situation when we get an update of stock. But to do this, for example, let's update the quantity of product on some of the sources where this where this particular product is stored. For example, let's update the quantity on Kyiv source, and let's specify it like 25 and save the products. So currently we have an order which is placed for 150 items, but after this save, which run reindexation, we have actually product sellability applies the reservation which we already placed, and the reservation is for 150 items. So after the update of quantity, our product sellability is minus 25, and actually this means that we don't have enough product to process the order. So let's go to the order, which was just placed. And let's create shipment. So you're still able to make a partial shipment, but you wouldn't be able to complete the order. So here we make a shipment from custom source, and now we go and ship from Kyiv. That's actually interesting. Looks like I didn't submit shipment the previous time. So here we make a shipment of all the products we have, and we don't have products anymore, but we still need to ship 25 items. But we have this product absent on all the available sources. So we still can't fulfill this order, and probably we will wait until the products will get in stock. for example, let's simulate this situation. Let's go to the catalog. Let's go to the catalog and emulate that situation when new product quantity was updated on one of the sources. New product. So you see it's totally absent. Now let's say we have so after this reindexation, our saleable quantity gets positive again. And actually this means that we can finally complete the order. So let's go back to the order page. Here is our order status. We already have 2 shipments here. And let's ship the rest. So we still need to deduct 25 items, and after we updated the source quantity, currently we have a possibility to make a delivery from the custom source. Let's proceed. And submit shipment. So actually that's all. We can invoice now. And that's all. So invoice now created, and the order status is complete. So this is actually demonstrate the eventual consistency of our of the inventory system, and how actually the I described as an edge case when we got inventory synchronization before the time when order being processed by merchant, and after that synchronization with ERP system, we got a lot of products to fulfill the order, and along with that, we still can make a partial shipment, and so we are not blocked, and we can still make shipments of the amount of items we actually have on our warehouses. That's all from my side. Maybe there are some questions from your side, Mark?
I don't have any question on that feature. I know we talked about it at length yesterday. Mm-hmm. I did notice one other thing on the demo that's not related to what you were trying to demonstrate. And that is when you created a new product and then assigned sources to it. So you assigned custom and Kiev source. Mm-hmm. We have for both of those sources a notify quantity and then the ability to have notify quantity use the default. When we assign sources for the first time, those are both empty. And then when you save the product, the notify quantity becomes 0. So the default state ideally should be that the notify quantity use default box is checked. Mm-hmm. the first time we assign a source, and then of course the user can override that if they choose to do so, but that should be the default state that the box is checked.
Got it. Yeah, so I will just create this bug right after this demo GitHub issue. So good.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. So we will fix this out. maybe some guys who present on a demo meeting would like to take this bug. I will send it to MSI Slack channel, so you'll have an ability to grab it as soon as possible. So if there are no other questions, we probably will finish today's demonstration. Thank you very much for your time, and see you soon, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.